Sam Martin corrals the snap. It's a short punt. Gibson on the return. Near side. I don't see any flags. Gibson inside the 30. Hits the Jets. And he's going to go. Jets win it. Touchdown. Rookie Xavier Gibson. Game over.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Benched. We are the Tobar Brothers. Joey here, joined by my brother Angel. Episode number 26, Wednesday, September 13th, 2023. Great number 13s. We got
13. Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. Yeah.
OBJ. Original flavor. OBJ.
I don't know why this is the first one that came to mind. Ohio State Maurice Clarett. Who?
I don't know who that is.
Maurice Clarett? Great running back.
What year was that?
He flamed out in the NFL. I think he dealt with injuries.
Maybe that's why I don't know.
Yeah, OBJ is a good one. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today. We had quite the game last night.
A little bit.
We'll get into that. We gave you a little Jets walk-off there.
Decent watch.
New York knows how to do the drama, baby.
Yeah, that was.
And the Jets are no exception.
We were on Broadway last night. Truly.
Yeah.
The drama.
I'll let that play out. I kind of like this song today.
It was just amazing.
What a game last night. We'll get into that. And on today's show, we'll also get into Aaron Rodgers' injury. Obviously, that is the story of the day. It rocked our world last night. We felt every single emotion in a fantastic Monday night game. I mean, it had all the drama. It had ups and downs and frustrations and stars and everything you want.
I think this is going to go down in like Jets history as one of the greatest wins in Jets history. Like, you know where you were when this happened. Like,
yeah.
Because it was so memorable. So much things happened in one night.
I mean, imagine if you were there. If you're there, you're never forgetting that you were there for that game.
Because you felt the emotions of, obviously, the injury, the what's going to happen, and then, holy crap, we could win this thing. And then we're
obviously so excited to talk about this game.
Yeah.
Also today, later on in the episode, version 2.0 of Angels Heavenly 10. Yes. Very excited about that. Yeah, see how the power rankings have shifted after 1 week.
Yeah, it's tough. After you see them, you have your thoughts in your mind of how they're going to look. And
you got some moves for us?
Yeah, some big movers for sure.
Really?
Yes. Some people might get mad at, but whatever.
Look forward to making snarky comments about those.
I look forward to those comments.
I'm getting emails on my computer here. Was going to deal with it. Before we get into the rest of it here, thank you so much for everyone who is watching on YouTube. We're about to reach 200 subscribers on YouTube.
That's a good number.
In 2 months.
Thank you so much for subscribing.
Very excited about that.
Thank you.
Thank you to all you who subscribe and support and comment, and so many comments, so much conversation last night. We love it. Even the negative stuff. And I got some stuff to say about the negative stuff, because if you could say negative stuff, then so can we.
Yes.
Angry Packer fans.
I mean, we don't want to. We think football is a fun thing to watch with a group of buddies. But some people have that negative.
Also, thank you to you who have listened and are listening even now on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Go ahead and leave a review, like it, share it, all those good things. Anything you can do to help us make this show great. It's just going to benefit us all.
Yeah.
When tide rises, all boats rise.
You use that phrase a lot.
Yeah, it made a real impact to me the first time I heard it. I heard it in a business setting.
You're like,
like a networking setting.
That's dope.
I was like, that's sick, man. I love teamwork.
I'm going to write this down real quick.
Anyways, follow us also. Follow the guys. Follow the show. Follow the NFL between the show on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Search @Bench Show. A lot of stuff going up there. A lot of conversations happening there. If you just like football, talk football, we have thousands and thousands of people having conversations there and talking on all of those platforms. Very excited about that. Let's not waste any more time here, and let's get into a game recap. In the opening Monday night game, we all saw it. The Bills went to New York and took on the New York Jets. The story of the offseason, the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, obviously the marquee name there.
I think the headline of the offseason was the New York Jets.
I think so too.
Yeah. Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
Hard Knocks. I already forgot about Hard Knocks.
It's just
We're gonna talk Aaron Rodgers.
yes,
because that's the story of the day.
That's
That's the story of the year.
it might be
I mean, the NFL shifted last night, like in a very real way.
a whole division was greatly affected in one play.
So we're gonna talk Aaron Rodgers. Let's recap this game really quick. The Jets pull it out in dramatic fashion with a walk-off. I don't have the guy's name. I should have had his freaking name. The undrafted rookie who walked it off in a punt return. Angels on it right now. And just so dramatic. And the ups and downs of this game were incredible. Let's recap real quick. The Bills jumped out to a 13-3 lead in the first half, and the Jets fought back and win it here in the end, led by Zach Wilson. A couple things to point out this game.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Xavier Gibson. Undrafted free agent.
Yep. I think he was the Hard Knocks guy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Good for you, Xavier Gibson. Quentin Williams had a bunch of cool things to say about him.
Yeah.
That was fun. And just a shot in the arm that the Jets needed, because it was a low moment. 4 plays in, we all saw Aaron Rodgers go down. And when I first saw it, he gets up kind of gimpy, and you're thinking, you good? Yeah.
No, because he got up, and then he sat down. It's like, oh, maybe
When he sat down, I knew this is Aaron Rodgers. He is dramatic about a lot of things. Injuries, not so much.
No, he's kind of a tough guy with it.
He's kind of a tough guy.
He'll give you a little bit of a grimace, but not like a sit down.
He's like Kobe. Kobe would show he's hurt only when he was truly hurt.
Yeah.
And then he'd play through it, and maybe he was dramatic about that sometimes.
A lot of these quarterbacks are like that. They'll just play through it. So
yeah. So Aaron Rodgers there is out 4 plays in. We'll talk about that in a second. Zach Wilson comes in, and it looks like Zach Wilson will be leading this team throughout the entire season. Hilarious gift from Robert Saleh the moment Zach Wilson came in.
They put a camera right on his face.
ESPN is wrong for that.
As defeated as you can look.
Oh, man. Okay, so let's point out a couple things in this game, and let's start here. We're going to talk a lot about the Jets. Josh Allen played terribly. Josh Allen finished the game with 3 interceptions, 1 fumble, and they're just crucial intercept. Like it would have been better if they just didn't put the ball in his hands in those moments and just stick with the running game and the screen game and all that stuff.
4 turnovers, 3 picks, and 1 fumble. The fumble was his fault completely. The picks were completely his fault into double coverage. I don't know what he was doing. Even the reckless play we saw from him. Just that one play, it's 3rd down. He's about 6 yards away. He's no way he's going to reach it. Yeah. 2 guys in front of him, and he tries to hurdle both guys. It's just, number 1, you're going to get hurt. Number 2, you're not protecting the ball. You only expose the ball like that in a big moment, and you might get it. I know you have a lot to say about Josh Allen. What do you think? No, we've seen this in the last couple of years as the reason why are the Bills making it. Then you see Josh Allen being erratic, running the ball, trying to be the hero, and not utilizing. Look, you can draft. We talked about this last night. You can draft a first-round tight end. That's great. You can bring in other weapon. That's great. If you don't use them, what's the point of it?
Yeah.
What's the point of drafting tight end in the first round?
In fantasy, I immediately traded Dalton Kincaid, not because I didn't think he looked good, but I thought there is not rhythm enough to this offense for me to ever think this guy's going to get a consistent target share.
It just reminds me of a kid in the backyard drawing a play in the dirt, and you go this way, and everyone else just run around. Because it's going to Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs had 13 targets. No one else had more than James Cook had 6. No one else had more than 4. Really fun with the ball. And Stephon Diggs was fantastic. He was amazing. He cooked Sauce Gardner. We forget how freaking good Stephon Diggs. Because he's not. We Tyreek Hill a lot, and he's as good as them. He cooked Sauce Gardner. Yeah, he was just over and over again when everyone knew, everyone in the stadium, everyone in America knew he's gonna go to Stephon Diggs again. And he wasn't forcing Stephon Diggs in the sense that he was wide open. He was getting himself wide open.
Yeah.
Yep. And so anyway, reckless with the ball. I thought this, and we talked about this briefly last night after the game. Josh Allen hasn't progressed. And it looks like, we'll see it. I don't want to be too hot takey here on a Tuesday morning, but or a Tuesday when you hear this, Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
But he hasn't progressed now.
No.
Since Brian Daboll left.
Yeah, and I think they just stopped at, Diggs is good enough for him. Maybe they should have gotten more.
Yeah, I'm not sure where what's their cap situation? Because I don't know where the money's being spent here as far as on offense. I know Diggs, I know Allen. They're paying some guys up front.
They pay a lot of defense.
They got a cheap running back room. They have a cheap wide receiver room aside from Stephon Diggs. They need to go get another receiver. But more importantly, that's not the fix. They need to find a way to reel in Josh Allen.
They need a coordinator who's they need a veteran play caller who's like, no, this is ours together, not just yours. Like, now you're not just run around and audible it and just hurdle two guys. This is game 1. We have 17 of these games left, and then we have a postseason.
Yeah, he took some hits last night that even on the broadcast, Aikman and I want to say it's not Gruden, Aikman and Buck were mentioning, like, you can't take that.
No, it's irresponsible week 1. It's irresponsible.
I mean, early on, we saw him take off down the sideline, and there was no more yardage there. He got all he can get.
Yeah.
Step out of bounds. Instead, he lowers his shoulder into a safety. And I don't know, maybe that's how he's going to play. You're not going to change him, obviously. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they've told him you got to protect yourself. Yeah. He reminds me of Carson Wentz, honestly. The way he's better, but the way he plays and how stubborn he is about how he plays reminds me of Carson Wentz. And one injury so far has just ended Wentz's career.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're critiquing, him pretty harsh. But like you said, when he's on though, like when it was go down the field to tie it up, like
fantastic.
We like, oh, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
So obviously there's like elite right. It's right there. Just needs to calm down, buddy. Like,
yeah. I think the Jets came back and win this, and good for them. Josh Allen lost this game.
Yeah.
Almost single-handedly.
He
kept them in the game, and then It
was 13-3 at one point.
Yeah. And it was 13-3, and it was just like, just go get a couple of field goals, and you're done here. Like,
go get a touchdown. They're not scoring 23 points, this Jets team.
And to be fair, the Jets have the best defense in the NFL. And I say that knowing the Niners are very good. The Jets have the best defense in the NFL.
Wow.
100%.
It was very good. It was very good.
They are so good, and they, really carried this team to a win here.
Up front, they're good. That D-line, that front seven, it's hard to do anything to.
Yeah, the linebacker core, they're all over the place. Sauce Gardner will bounce back. They weren't even at their best in the secondary in this game. Let's talk a little bit about the Jets. Zach Wilson came in, threw for 140 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, had an 80 passer rating. I thought he played okay. I know you're super down on him. He came into about as hard a situation as any quarterback will come into this year.
Yeah. We were watching pregame, and if you were watching pregame, it's 9/11, Memorial, so everyone's kind of like, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You're in New York City.
Yeah.
And then you have Aaron Rodgers running out with the freaking flag. Everyone's
what a
pumped
moment.
up. Everyone's pumped up, right? Like,
yeah.
You're sitting there like, oh, this is like Aaron Rodgers, and they're like idolizing Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Then it happens. Then he has to be thrown into, all right, you know what? You go be the guy who fixes it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And he's still 22. He's a kid still.
Yeah,
and 4 plays in. Your mentor. I'm guessing their relationship is extremely close. So he's dealing with that on a personal level.
Yeah,
his mentor just went down. His mentor's career probably, maybe just ended.
Yeah.
And now you're back into this situation where you're the guy, and really everything's hinging on you.
Yeah, we liked him because of the situation where he could sit for a year or two and reset. Not, okay, week 1, you're back out there.
I think in the second half, once he had time to gather himself, I thought he looked a lot better. I thought he looked a little sharp. He threw a bad interception, 100%. He I think, held on the ball a little too long. We don't need Zach Wilson playing hero ball, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's what they can't shake from him.
I mean, he didn't throw a good ball with a touchdown pass either.
No, Garrett Wilson really bailed him out there.
So, I don't know. You're higher on Zach Wilson.
I'm not higher on him. I just think he didn't come in and was just awful. Like he was a average to bad backup quarterback.
They had a game plan, and then that game plan fell through because Aaron Rodgers wasn't running it. So now they had to switch it up on the fly. Yeah, okay. I can see that.
To be fair though, he did barely enough to win this game, and really, what the Jets need to change right off the bat here. They need to run the ball. They only ran the ball 23 times last night.
Please talk about him.
Breece Hall, 10 carries, 127 yards. He looks pretty good.
He's not healthy, and he's still like fantastic.
Yeah, he's not there yet. Obviously, when he broke away into the open field, there he could either not open it up or didn't want to push
Mentally couldn't.
Didn't want to ramp himself up like that.
Either way,
yeah.
Sheesh.
By the way, he looks like the clear better running back.
He is the better running back.
Dalvin Cook just
He looks
okay.
good. He looks good. Fine.
Yeah.
Brees Hall looks like this guy's elite. This guy could be he could lead the league in rushing if he wanted to. 12 yards per carry.
Yeah, he looked incredible. There's a moment there where he had like 2 carries and 100 and some yards, something like that. And he looked fantastic. They need to feed him going forward. Obviously, the wide receiver core is going to struggle here. Fantasy-wise, let's talk really quick about the Jets. Go get Cook, go get Brees Hall. I think they're both going to be usable if they're smart. And I think this is a smart team who is going to do everything they can to win and protect Zach Wilson. These receivers?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Garrett Wilson, I know we talked about him, but that was based on the fact that he had Aaron Rodgers. Now, wide out, low end wide out 2, high end wide out 3, flex. I'm not putting a lot on him.
If you don't agree, go see last year's stats, and that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah. Go
you're lucky.
Go look at the stats when Zach Wilson's playing quarterback and Garrett Wilson's playing wide receiver. It's not great.
Let's talk real quick. Bills fantasy. Josh Allen, you keep playing him.
Yeah,
You ride the ups and downs with him.
Yeah, though these gunslinger quarterbacks, you play him, and he runs the ball. So,
I tell you, someone who did not live up to the hype last night was James Cook.
Sir James Cook. No, I thought he'd be more involved catching wise. 4 catches, but still, no, he doesn't look.
It's Josh Allen.
It's just he's the running back, Josh Allen.
Yeah, and Josh Allen doesn't check down. He wants to throw down the field.
Yeah, and then there was some downs on 3rd down where they had on the game tying drive they had Latavius Murray out there.
Yeah, they had Murray out there. Damon Harris came in, I think, in every red zone situation.
I mean, you could play Cook. He's probably the one to play in the backfield, but
it's Singletary all over against me.
It's just he will be good. Sometimes he'll be nothing.
Yeah, 30 to 30, he's going to be there, and he'll get. Unless he breaks a big one.
You better hope for one of those scramble drills where he just kind of finds himself open. Wide outs are easy too.
Yeah, wide outs. You play Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
No one else. Kincaid was there. They played a lot of 2 tight end sets, which is different for the Bills. They're mostly 3 receivers. They played Knox and Kincaid there a lot.
Yeah.
I think you can play Kincaid as like a backup, but I said before, it's just too. There's no rhythm. There's not rhythm enough to count on him.
Yeah, and they're splitting. Like I said, they're splitting catches. It's not like Knox is off the field.
They both had 4 targets.
Yeah, and then they paid Knox, so you're not going to pay him and not play him.
Not going anywhere.
So bye week fill-in. That's what I would do with these tight ends. But I'm not starting these tight ends. Yeah, Diggs only.
And Gabe Davis, don't want to touch him.
Gabe Davis,
a 10-foot pole.
God, Gabe.
Okay, let's talk Aaron Rodgers here. Aaron Rodgers has been confirmed as of today when we're recording this on Tuesday. He has a torn Achilles. And we saw it. We saw the calf pop. We saw, all of these signs of an Achilles. It would have been a miracle if it wasn't an Achilles.
We were hoping for a calf pull.
Yeah.
Sprain. No, Achilles.
Yeah. Real quick on that. Right after this game, David Bakhtiari tweeted, "Congrats at NFL. How many more players need to get hurt on artificial turf? You care more about soccer players than us. You plan to remove all artificial turf for the World Cup coming up. So clearly it's feasible. I'm sick of this. Do better." This has been a thing.
It's a thing. Players have been talking about this for years. Yeah. Stop using turf. It tears up people's joints, knees, ankles, whatever.
And the point that he alluded to here was, for the soccer players, is a lot of players have said, well, the only reason they leave the turf and they're so stubborn about it is because you can run more events.
Yeah.
On your field, you can get more use out of it.
More sports play on turf.
Yeah, more sports play on turf, and then just. Your grass will get torn up with that many things going on in it, maybe.
So it's kind of a business decision to keep the...
I'd imagine that's going to be, in the next CBA, that's going to be a thing. Because players have spoken up about it. And, big-time players. This isn't Antonio Brown going off.
And you could headline this with Aaron Rodgers.
Right, and Aaron Rodgers.
He's your example. Look at Aaron Rodgers.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers goes down there with the torn Achilles. Zach Wilson will be the QB1 for the rest of the season. Let's talk the impact on the trade. Let's start here.
Okay.
The trade to the Packers. He needed to play 70% of snaps in order for that pick to be a first-round pick going back to Green Bay. Obviously not going to do that.
Yep.
That's going to be a second-round pick for Aaron Rodgers, which it's small consolation to the Jets, but still a second-round pick.
Yeah, it's a big deal. First-round pick, that's a big deal.
Yeah. I don't know where you want to start here. Let's just talk the impact of them losing Aaron Rodgers. It's going to affect your top 10, and I don't know how much you want to give away about how you feel with the Jets, or you want to say that for your top 10.
I'll save my top. I'll save the team aspect for my Angels.
Let's talk Aaron Rodgers. Is his career over? Is that the last time we saw Aaron Rodgers?
He's turning 40 this year.
Yeah.
So you have 40 is already an old quarterback. Not everyone
In
does
December, he turns 40.
Not everyone knows what Tom Brady does, 45.
Right.
No one does that.
Right.
But Tom Brady never had an Achilles at 40 years old.
Right.
Where that takes a long time. I mean, I doubt he would not want to go out this way. That's not how he wants to. That's
right.
He'll probably come back. He won't be the same.
I don't think he'll come back. I think we won't see Rodgers again, and he'll go out like this. I don't think there's any way he's coming back at 41, turning 42, and trying to come back from Achilles. Like, I don't think he wants to do that. If he's telling us the truth, he barely came back this year.
Yeah, he's already been in and out for the last 3 years about, I'm going to retire. Maybe he goes in that darkness retreat next year and like, screw it, dude. I can't even walk right now.
Yeah, I think he hangs it up. I think he...
That sucks, dude.
I mean, one of the most deflating injuries I've ever seen for a fan base, an organization. They were so in on this guy, and they were so... I mean, what the Jets have been through with quarterbacks, and you see all the memes of Mike Greenberg in his Rodgers jersey, and for me, it's hard to make fun of even not making fun of, but have like any kind of like humor toward right now anyway.
Because these Jets have been just cursed.
Yeah.
Because from the moment they had a spotlight, the lights were out, spotlight Aaron Rodgers running out with the American flag. You're like, okay, this is his team, this is his town.
This
is built around Aaron Rodgers. It just sucks for the fan. Jets fans get some eyes on them. Make sure that they're
go check your local Jets fan.
Yeah,
go
sure
call
okay.
them.
Get him a beer.
Yeah, do something for him.
Hey man,
it's rough. It's rough out there, and it all was on Robert Saleh's face. That is Jets. That's a perfect microcosm of what's happening in every Jets household right now.
So many reactions on Twitter, people watching it and just in disbelief.
Yeah, let's touch real quick on, because we obviously had a ton of conversations going last night, and I want to touch on something real quick. I don't understand and I won't say all Packer fans, because a lot of Packer fans came out and said, we love this guy. Yeah. He's our guy. Packer legend. Absolutely. But then some Packer fans, and just Twitter's an ugly place sometimes.
It got real ugly last night.
You know? And a lot of cheering, a lot of glad that happened to you, a lot of, hey, karma got you, a lot of, I mean, I saw a video clip from a Packers bar where they're literally cheering as Rodgers is being helped off the field. I just can't imagine this guy being your guy for 12 years. 12 years? He was in Green Bay? I think 12 years.
Yeah.
Over 10 years.
Yeah, a long time.
Super Bowls and everything you went through with Aaron Rodgers. That's being your guy.
Yeah.
And now
4 MVPs with your team.
And now in his age 40 year, the Packers are moving on. He's moving on. He's going to play 2 seasons somewhere else. And this is your reaction. You don't deserve Aaron Rodgers if that's your reaction.
It's also like a fan base that like it just felt like entitled.
Yeah.
Like I hated it. Like, this guy, why are you booing this guy? This guy brought you so much. He made you relevant for the last 12 years. Yeah. Okay. What you have with Favre and Rodgers doesn't happen. You have Hall of Fame.
And he put up with a lot of nonsense there.
Yes.
I mean, no one even talks about it anymore because it's never going to change. It's a huge disadvantage that you don't have an owner.
They never got free agents to go there.
You don't have a GM to freely do what he wants to do.
No. And he just put up with it.
And he just dealt with it. He dealt with no weapons for years.
Yeah, no weapons. They never drafted a wideout in the first round for a long time while he was there.
When he did have weapons, he didn't have an O-line.
Yeah, it was just, I don't, okay, we forget that these are humans too.
Yeah, he's also a human.
This guy is also he moved from a town that's not like New York.
Yeah.
Green Bay, New York is as fast as you can get in the NFL.
Yeah.
Green Bay is a small town. New York is the biggest town in the world.
Yeah. We appreciate all your
appreciate it, but
we appreciate you following. We appreciate the
let's ease up, man.
But if you are like to Aaron Rodgers, I got nothing for you. You're just an idiot.
Yeah, like in 5 years when he goes back and then they retire his number, you're gonna be in the front
cheer
row
for him again,
cheering and crying like, I saw Aaron Rodgers play. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't just chill.
Jeez. You. I hope. I mean, how does Jordan Love have to feel about that?
Jordan Love is probably mad.
Wow.
Jordan, this, by all accounts, they were friends. Jordan's like, why would you cheer? This guy helped me, your quarterback, get to where I am now.
And he's probably thinking, if I have a great run, like if I have an Aaron Rodgers run, they can still hate me.
What do I have to do to please people? Aaron Rodgers won 4 MVPs for them and a title, and he's getting booed.
I just wanted to touch on that because that kind of pissed me off. I just thought it was so stupid. Let's move on here
let's be nice out there, folks. Let's
be nice. Let's it's football. I don't know. We'll move on.
Yeah.
Moving on here to the Jets looking forward now. Now, a lot of speculation has immediately started circling this team quickly regarding what they're going to do going forward, because this is a roster made for a run right now.
It's primed. Last night proved it. It's primed for a legit run at a title.
Yeah, so there's some options here. They have already said Zach Wilson will be their QB1 going forward. That's what you have to say right now.
Yeah, there's no one on your roster to... Yeah.
So, yeah, right now, he is the QB1 going forward.
Yep.
It's not going to be Tim Boyle.
Next week, it'll probably be Zach Wilson.
But they do have some options. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into those options.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's talk about the Jets moving forward now.
Yeah. Yes.
They came out, like we said. They said Zach Wilson's our guy.
What'd you do?
I think Zach Wilson, that was great. It was a great win last night.
Mm-hmm.
He did barely enough. I wouldn't even say to win. He did barely enough not to lose this game.
Yeah. Yes, that's how you would describe it.
And so, yeah, he's your guy right now, but you have to consider, and Diana Racina already reported Tuesday morning, Jets have started to reach out to veteran free agent quarterbacks.
Yes.
So their mind is here as well, no matter what they say. And there's an interesting list of guys, and it kind of depends what you
want.
Yes.
Yes.
Some of the guys that are listed here, Carson Wentz. You tell me yes or no. Tell me yes or no. Okay, ready?
Okay.
And this is all really, you got to compare it. You got to say Carson Wentz or Zach Wilson. Okay. So Carson Wentz.
No.
Cam Newton.
No.
Josh Rosen.
Nope.
Colin Kaepernick, who has reached out to the Jets already via his agent.
No.
Okay. Joe Flacco.
Bring him on the roster. I'm not starting, but yeah.
Matt Ryan.
No.
Chase Daniel.
No.
Nick Foles.
No.
Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys here that I didn't want to mention. Kellen Mond. No. Those are, as far as the vets, those are the guys we're looking at right now. Anyone else on that list I didn't mention? That's pretty much the list.
There's some trade options that would be nice.
Let's talk these first, and then I do want to talk trade options.
Okay. All right.
So it sounds like, because some of the high-end talent guys you said no to, and some of the safer guys you said yes to. So what you're going for here is probably the right decision.
Safe.
Let's just not screw it up.
Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
I don't care if you throw for 190 yards. Don't have any turnovers.
Right.
The defense will help you out.
Right. So that's why the no is to Carson Wentz, Cam Newton, those kind of guys.
They're too wild horsey.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It's not I think it's a good one. I want to see Carson Wentz here just because it would be wild. It would be incredible.
Yeah, I think him and Zach Wilson are the same type of player now.
Same type of player.
Yeah. It's kind of wild horsey. Just
Carson Wentz is basically a poor man's Josh Allen.
Very poor man's.
Yeah, poor man's Josh Allen. I mean, I think we need to lower our expectations to Josh Allen if this is how he's going to play.
Yeah.
And so
that's true.
I think, here's where my mind is. Okay. The safe guy, you're going to have a better record and you're going to have a better chance of making the playoffs.
Yes.
But the safe guy, I don't think is enough to get to a Super Bowl.
Has a ceiling.
Yeah.
Where he hits it, there's no going up.
Yeah. I think the safe guy in Kansas City in January that's where the road ends.
Yeah.
That's your ceiling.
Okay.
Whereas I think the high-end guy, you could miss the playoffs, but he could also perform in that area. So
playing the lot a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Like you kind of gotta kind of feel out what you want there. I don't know. I don't know if any of these guys are. I think they're gonna bring in at least one or two of these guys.
Yeah.
Who's the Brett Rippon?
Yeah.
He's worked with Nathaniel Hackett
last year,
it's Nathaniel Hackett now.
Yeah, and it's Hackett's offense.
Yeah,
it's not Aaron Rodgers' offense anymore. It's Hackett's offense.
Right.
With whoever quarterback they choose. So.
Yeah, and which is
you start connecting dots real quick.
Hackett has to be like, listen, I went to Denver thinking Aaron Rodgers is going to go there. Now here I am in New York. Aaron Rodgers came here, and I got 4 plays with him.
I'm going to be nice.
Start building your career without Aaron Rodgers.
I'm going to be nice about that. But
I thought he did good. I thought he did really good last night.
He has a very tough job this year.
Yeah, I thought play calling he did pretty good.
Yeah,
once Aaron Rodgers went down,
run the ball more. But he's probably the hardest offensive coordinator job right now is trying to manufacture points from a team with no quarterback.
Yeah. Colt McCoy, another name out there. We should probably keep an eye on.
I would say yes to Colt McCoy if you're in that list.
Yeah.
Yes to Colt McCoy.
They let Mike White walk in the offseason.
That feels pretty dumb now.
Yeah, I think you would probably want Mike White here.
I play Mike White instantly.
And they didn't. They might. I mean, maybe they were just rolling the dice. Aaron Rodgers is going to stay healthy.
Yeah.
They didn't get a backup that was a legitimate option. They got one got longtime Packer
Boyle
and Aaron Rodgers' boy and Nathaniel Hackett's boy, Tim Boyle.
He's probably just a nice guy.
But they didn't get, because the guys who were out there, Bridgewater got signed late. You could have had Bridgewater.
Yep.
Heineke. You could have had Heineke.
Yep.
You could have had like Brissett. Any of those guys right now, you trade a early day 3 pick for.
All these guys are my trade options for this team when we get to that part.
Let's talk about trade options.
Yes.
Okay, so you have those guys. Give me some more names that you think they should be looking at.
I would kick the tires on Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he's like the most erratic.
Yeah, but at least he stayed in the league for a reason. People like him.
You just think talent wise, he's just
he's just a little he's a little better than those other guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you dare bring back Sam Darnold?
No. No, I don't think the Niners give him up either.
No, you shouldn't. You know who'd be nice here if they didn't trade him was Trey Lance. That'd be a nice experiment.
I'd rather go with Sam Darnold. Or not Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson.
No, it'd be fun. But I think, like you said, it'd be go call about Heineke, go call about Brissett, and go call about Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Case Keenum, another name floated out there. Or Davis Mills. They have
Davis Mills.
They have 3 quarterbacks
and
there.
Jameis Winston. Not Jameis Winston.
Houston.
Who'd you say? Case Keenum, too.
Case Keenum.
Yeah, that'd be a couple. I mean, those options are great, but at this point in the year, there's not going to be great options. There's a reason why they're either not signed or backup quarterbacks.
I think your season's capped with Zach Wilson at quarterback.
Now, if I threw a scenario out, okay, Cardinals say they're 0-10.
This is I've seen this a couple times on Twitter.
Kyler Murray comes back healthy. And you're like, well, if Rodgers retires, we already have Kyler Murray signed. He's healthy.
Yeah.
Throw him on this team. We'll just make it up as we go until the postseason. Kyler Murray on this team, that's pretty good.
If Kyler Murray is in any sense available,
they
go mortgage your future for him.
Use the pick that you got back for Aaron Rodgers' injury.
Yeah.
That first. Say, we're using this pick for a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I'd give up multiple firsts at this point.
Yeah.
Because Kyler Murray on this team, now your window for a Super Bowl is 3, 4, maybe 5 years.
Also, Kyler Murray helps that offense a lot. He can create.
Right.
And he could use more of those weapons. He's supported multiple elite pass catchers.
Yeah, a lot more mobile quarterback. I mean, a lot of benefits here to Kyler Murray if that's an option. I haven't heard anything definitive, real about that.
That should be the top option, though.
But, yeah, the Jets have a lot of decisions here to make going forward. I hope they don't get stubborn about Zach Wilson.
You know who's another option, too?
Who's that?
Drew Lock.
No, he's not.
I could take a shot at Drew Lock.
They have Drew Lock. His name's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the difference between those guys? They even kind of look the same.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
just plain white guys.
Every option I say is not going to be great. So, they're throwing darts at just hopefully one of these.
I'd be so disappointed if they went and got
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock. I'm not.
I mean, there's there's not a lot of great options, but Kyler Murray, that's the tinfoil hat theory. Like Kyler Murray, week 10, 11, 12.
That'd be awesome.
You're like, oh, this defense, this team's actually good again.
Yeah.
And it's actually got significantly younger.
Yeah.
Like quarterback went from 39 to 25 or however old Kyler Murray is.
Anything else you got here on Aaron Rodgers or this game?
No, I'll talk about the Bills in my
Heavenly 10.
Heavenly 10.
No.
But the Jets, good, memorable win, legendary win, will be talked about in New York bars for the next 50 years. Legendary.
Yeah, the Jets aren't going anywhere in the news, by the way. They're going to be around. It's still going to be a story. The story just continues.
Because they still have this attention. They have primetime games this year.
Yeah.
They're going to be on TV. You're going to see them on TV a lot. So,
real quick, the Dolphins, the favorite now in this division?
Yeah.
I think by
quite
a bit.
Yeah, the Bills didn't show me anything crazy, and the Jets obviously a big step back. So, yes.
Good day for the Dolphins. Not because of the injury, but,
Yeah.
They move forward. Okay, that's the game recap. That is the Aaron Rodgers news. We'll be touching on that, I'm sure, several times. Let's get now into the news. The Chiefs and defensive tackle Chris Jones finally ended the holdout. They agreed to a 1-year deal, and the Chiefs won this thing.
We're not giving you a deal.
Yeah, he gets a 1-year deal, probably a little bit more incentives, but the holdout costs him $3.6 million.
Sucks for the player. Like, you're like, I wish the player got paid, but it's business, man. If they're not gonna budge, you're gonna waste your career. You're losing money. You probably sat there like, I gotta be out there. I'm losing money.
Yeah. The one thing working against him as far as leverage was his age.
Yeah.
You can't sit for a year.
You're not 23. You're 29.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they reach a 1-year contract. They're going to be very good with Chris Jones there because they got some young talent.
Significantly better. They were good already.
Yeah.
Now, Jones. Yeah.
That's a big deal that he comes back. We thought for sure he was going to go somewhere and land a huge contract.
Yeah, I was really hoping Cleveland Browns.
He will be a free agent the other year at 30. So he'll get paid.
Look what Hargrove got. Hargrove got a pretty good deal.
Von Miller. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll get paid somewhere.
So Chris Jones back in KC. The Seahawks are signing tackle Jason Peters, 9-time Pro Bowler. His career continues in Seattle.
Yeah, some of their tackles got banged up.
Cross
got hurt, and then the other one got hurt. So this is more of a depth thing. Maybe he'll play a game or two, but he's the backup once everyone's healthy.
Yeah, we'll see if he holds up there.
He can play a little bit of guard, right?
I'd honestly be surprised if he finished his season.
He's probably just good for those young tackles, too. Like, learn from Jason Peters. He's been around the league a while.
Yeah,
he's
obviously,
41.
A lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
Eagle, great. Let's get some injuries here. And the Steelers are going through it.
Yeah.
Not only did they get their butts kicked on Sunday by the Niners, they paid for it with some major injuries here. Cam Hayward is injured his groin. He's going to miss multiple games. I think he's, not on the injury reserve yet, but likely headed there per Ian Rappaport.
Yeah. That's a big deal to their defense.
That's the leader of their team.
Yeah, he's
the leader of the franchise.
He's the captain of that team.
Yeah, he's obviously a big deal in the field and a bigger deal in the locker room. Losing Cam Hayward, rough. On top of a that kind of loss, they'll also lose wide receiver Deontay Johnson for a few weeks with a hamstring injury.
Hate these for wideouts. Happens to them a lot because they run a lot, but I don't know. This guy's
his can linger.
It's lingering. His thing is he's quick in and out of breaks. That's explosion in and out of cuts, which is what hammies are.
Right.
Tough.
Deontay Johnson out there. I immediately traded for George Pickens. We'll see. They have another tough matchup this week. They're playing the Browns.
If he's gonna do it, you have to do it freaking now. Okay?
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson's gone.
But I'll say this: I think expect another rough outing this week. The Browns looked very good. Their secondary looked as good as the Niners did.
We'll talk about them in a minute.
Yeah. So I think pick him up, and I think he's going to be good for you as the season plays out. Yep. Next week might be another rough one. Your boys, they lost their young tight end at least for a couple weeks. Greg Dulcich.
Yeah.
Hamstring.
Yep. And then our halfway starter, Caleb Stearns, out for the year.
Halfway starter.
He splits time.
Right?
No, a safety. He splits time with veteran Kareem Jackson at safety.
Yeah.
He's out for the year. So another injury to the Broncos. Awesome. Feel great about that. Love that for us.
Rough. Last thing here in the news, the 2020 draft class might end up being one of the best quarterback classes of all time. Okay. We just saw Jordan Love look really good.
Yes.
Right? Over 300 yards, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns or 2? 3 touchdowns. Obviously, he has the athletic profile to give you something on the ground. He looks like he's the next one there for sure. Also in this draft class, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa.
Dog.
Justin Herbert.
Dog. Yeah.
And a little quarterback there in Philly, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
So Hurts, Jordan Love, Herbert, Tua, and Burrow. That is fantastic.
And they're all on phenomenal teams. And
they're all franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah. It might be one of the best ones.
So appreciate that because a lot of times, go look at drafts. It's very common.
Go look at that. What was that? Jake Locker draft.
Yeah.
Go look at some drafts. They're first round picks in there, and be like, are they first round picks, or are they just because they're the only quarterbacks in this draft and they're first round picks because of that?
Yeah, and most of them will sometimes end up busting, and so good for these guys. Hoping they keep it up here.
Bright future for the NFL.
Absolutely.
Keep hitting these quarterbacks. Yeah.
Let's move on now, and it is time. I'm very excited for this. After a week of games, we got Angels version of Angels Heavenly 10 last week, version 1.0, and now the beginning of week 2, version 2.0. All rise.
Angels Heavenly 10.
Hello again.
Go ahead.
At number 10, we saw him last night, the Buffalo Bills. The carelessness of Josh Allen is why they're here. They're still within the Holy 10. They're still at the party, but they're not at the top. This defense was awesome. This is why they're still number 10. God, Josh Allen, be better. Number 9, Jacksonville Jaguars. They didn't move up. They didn't move down. I need to see a little bit more from Trevor Lawrence. The emergence of Calvin Ridley will change his team. If he keeps doing this, keep rising. Defense needs to get a little better too. And number 8, we talked about them too. The Cleveland Browns. That defense. Watson being at least a sliver of what he used to be. Nick Chubb being Nick Chubb. Number 8. Number 7, the Baltimore Ravens. They moved down because of so many injuries. Running backs is a level of concern now. Lamar played good. Don't want to see Lamar getting hurt. This is how he got hurt last year. He was the running back. Don't do that. Number 6, Miami Dolphins. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I love this team.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill might be the best offensive player in the NFL.
Number 1 overall in fantasy.
Try to argue last week that he's not the best offensive player in the NFL. Tua looking great. Waddle just being a compliment. Amazing. Number 5, the Dallas Cowboys. This team showed out 40-0 primetime game. Defense. This might be the best defense in the NFL. Micah Parsons in that defense is the best defense in the NFL. I'll say it right now, actually. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
The defense is freaking awesome. Number 4, Cincinnati. Look, they lost, and they lost bad. But in the last 3 years, they were 1-5 in the first 2 games. So they always start slow. I'm not going to give up on them yet. They'll get the offensive line figured out enough. Burrow won't have a game like this again. Ja'Marr Chase won't have a game like Higgins will have no catches. That won't happen again. Number 3, they moved down 1. Philadelphia Eagles. A little bit stuff at linebacker that you watch the game and you realize they need some linebackers there.
Yeah.
Secondary wasn't as sharp as you thought it would be. Offense looks great. Number 2, but this is why they're number 3. The San Francisco 49ers. Good Lord. Is there a more complete roster than this team? Purdy looks fantastic. Defense is primed. Brandon Ayuk might be a top 5 wideout by the end of the year.
Whoa.
Ayuk is phenomenal. Bosa wasn't even fully back in like football shape. Number 2, second best team in the NFL. And until someone knocks them off the top, the Kansas City Chiefs are my number 1 team in the NFL. They struggled because they didn't have their best pass catcher and their best defensive player, and they only lost by 1. We texting over there. We get notes up. The Chiefs, until proven otherwise, are the best team in the NFL. If they lose 4 in a row, obviously, but I'm not going to count against them that they didn't have 2 of their superstars on their team. And that is Angels Heavenly 10.
Okay. A lot of movement there.
Yes.
Lot of movement.
Yes.
In my mind, and I was looking for it, but I'm not nearly skilled enough with one hand on my phone to pull up Andy's quote from The Office. That is called an overreaction. I think, okay, so obviously there was going to be a lot of movement because it's the first time you've seen the teams.
Yes.
So I get it in that sense. Some questions I have.
Got you.
I wasn't bugged too much about the Eagles moving down to 3 because I think that's more about the Niners just
looking fantastic,
looking really good week 1. And yeah, that's fine. What I have a question about starting off is you left the Bengals at 4.
Yes.
Because you believe in who they are. You believe it was a fluky game.
Yeah.
You believe they'll get better. They'll bounce back. Joe Burrow was really bad. You believe that's just a fluky game. The offensive line was really bad.
Yeah.
What do you believe about that?
The offensive line will get. There's no way. They've been bad, but they've been passable at times, and they're also hurt up there.
Okay.
So it took them a while last year to gel.
Yeah.
This is the first.
So my first question is this:
Okay.
The Bengals have that kind of game and stay at 4. The Bills have a really bad game and drop all the way to 10.
Because in this game, Burrow didn't throw for 3. Didn't have 4 turnovers. He wasn't careless with the ball.
Right. Yeah. No. Definitely didn't get the same quarterback performances, but the offensive line issue isn't going anywhere.
Okay.
I mean,
this is all about quarterbacks.
So you're out on Josh Allen.
No, I'm down.
He's not out on Josh Allen. He's not. I mean, I mean, so much that you're going to move them from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Like they're the biggest mover in your rankings.
If he plays like this the whole season, yeah.
Right, but he only played one game like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. The Bengals had a bad game. The Bills had a bad game. For the Bills, you're saying this is a bigger problem. Let's move them to 10. For the Bengals, you're saying this is a temporary problem. Let's keep them at 4.
Yes.
That's kind of confusing to me because I feel like that's a little bit of a double standard.
Well, it's my list. 1.
Yeah, I'm just telling you why you're.
And 2, the Bengals. No, the Bengals.
Yeah. I mean, it's your list. If that you believe the Bengals that they're more likely to bounce
when they
back.
fall, they don't fall ugly. They just fall like it just didn't work. Josh Allen just scares me.
Yeah. Does it mean anything that the Bills played the Jets defense? I thought that would factor in more. Like the Browns are good defense too.
Josh Allen has been doing this against every team. He's too.
Well, he's not 4 turnovers against every team. Like he's not that bad. This is the worst of Josh Allen.
Yeah, but I'm not on Josh Allen. I'm down on Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think you move the Bills down a little too far, but that's where you want them. Let's talk Cowboys here. The Cowboys go to number 5 from number 10, so they basically almost switch spots with the Bills here. And you're that impressed with this defense?
Yeah,
you believe they're the best defense in the league?
They're phenomenal.
I think Niners and Jets are both better than them, but they're all great defenses. And you loved them so much you bumped them to 5 because of that grade A ass whooping they gave to the Giants.
I'm this team, like all Cowboys teams, they're always talented. They're always going to have good stats.
Right.
And this is their time to shine in the regular season. This is their Super Bowl regular season. They're really good in this time.
So this is your first time doing a list, right? Ever? 10 list and like updating every year?
Well, second time.
I think what's happening to you is what's happened to everyone who's ever made a freaking list in the last 10 years. You're buying into this Cowboys hype.
I ain't saying sure.
And they're gonna break your heart.
I ain't say they won Super Bowl, did I? That's not my pick.
But yeah, they're the 5th best team in the NFL.
Yeah, wild cards have won Super Bowls before, right? They're not the 10. They wouldn't be on anyone's top 5.
Yeah, I mean,
right now they're the 5th best team in the NFL.
Yeah, so you're okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
that's what this list is.
That's where he is.
As of week 2 now, they're the 5th best team in the NFL.
Damn, so they jumped the Dolphins, Ravens, and Jags.
Yeah, they're just
an impressive win. I mean, I get it. Let's move down the list here a little more. The Ravens go down to number 10, so not a big move there. Just kind of a tweaking because of what you saw. The Dolphins go to 6. The Jets. Now let's talk this. The Jets fall out of your top 10.
Goodbye.
Aaron Rodgers coming back. I can't disagree with that. I mean,
no.
Anything to say about that?
They're not better than the Lions now. I'll take the Lions over the Jets, and Lions aren't even in my top 10.
Yeah. I'm okay with the Jets falling out because I mean, especially since you had them at 7 anyway.
Just when the top 10 it has elite quarterbacks up and down.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's not gonna make this list.
Yeah.
It's too many question marks.
Oh, man, if they get anything at quarterback, that defense is so good. But yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's tough to put Zach Wilson, on this list. I mean, that'd just be a hard thing to do. Jags stay exactly where they're at, and of course, we talked about. Now, I thought you had moved the Browns to number right before the show. I thought you moved the Browns.
I did
to number
do that.
10.
Yeah,
and the Bills at number 8.
I did.
So which one do you want to do?
Well, I said it.
Stick with it.
Let it be. What do you say? So let it said.
So let it be said. So let it be done.
That's King Bog from Recess. Either way, the Browns' defense was freaking impressive.
Really good.
Since against the Bengals, obviously.
Yeah.
If this Browns defense can be anything of what it showed.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, they're playing the Steelers this week, and Tomlin came out and said the Browns defense won this game. The defensive backfield won this game. They were just
you were impressed with the Browns defense, right?
Absolutely.
It was just Garrett's in his prime.
I think Myles Garrett is your pick for the
Defensive Player of the Year,
right?
And he looked it.
He looked every bit of it.
And now they have a bunch of dogs around him.
Yeah, Zadarius Smith looks like what they had hoped Jadeveon Clowney was.
A guy who would win one-on-ones and apply enough pressure to make them think about not sliding protection over to the right side.
Yeah. So that's Angels version 2.0 of his Heavenly 10. Let's recap it for you. Top 5 are Chiefs, Niners, Eagles, Bengals, Cowboys. And 6 through 10 are the Dolphins, Ravens, Browns, Jags, and Bills. A lot of movement there. We expected it. You finally get to put it against a week of games, get to see these teams out in the field, and of course it's going to move around.
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing now what you do next week.
Usually we've seen this last 2 years. Week 1's where the rust is still there.
Yeah.
So it could be next week these teams come back. Oh, okay, this is why we had them in our initial rankings as top 5 team, whatever.
I mean, Bills, Bengals, and Chiefs all lost week 1.
And they're still on this list.
No, I'm saying it's a weird week.
Yeah, it's just And you expect Burrow to be better. You expect Josh Allen to be better. I mean, if he gets better, there's no reason why he shouldn't move up.
Yeah.
Just I need to see a little bit less hero ball.
Yeah. Let's. We're not going to cover the game, but looking forward here Thursday night, Vikings, Eagles. Very excited about that.
Get your popcorn ready.
And looks like we might have a special guest. I don't want to say it just yet. I want to lock him down first, but looks like we might have a special guest who at one time would have played on a Thursday night game or a Sunday game or on the Broncos' greatest defense in franchise history. We'll see. If not Thursday, at some point we'll get him.
Yeah.
And so stay tuned for that. That's the show today. I don't have anything else. You have anything you want to add to your list or to the Rodgers thing? You want to just sit here and sulk because we were excited for a great game last night and we got Zach Wilson versus...
I just want to let's just sit back. Let's just take a moment. The NFL is fully back. We've had a week of games. Yeah. We are in it now. And how fun is it?
You only get 17 more of these.
How fun is it now? Now fantasy's going.
Yep.
You have your teams. You know what they look like.
Yep.
Football's back. It's just fun. It's just freaking fun.
Benchwarmers Fantasy League going well.
Yep. 1-0. 1-0.
You're 1-0?
Now I'm 1-0.
I lost this week.
I had Brees Hall going against Dalvin Cook last night, and Brees Hall obviously showed out. Yep. Thank you, Brees Hall. I'm 1-0 Benchwarmers League.
Shout out to all you Benchwarmers out there in the Fantasy League. Very excited about that.
Yep.
I think what we're going to do, and we haven't announced this yet, but I think what we're going to do is the winner gets to stay in, and we're going to open up the slots for everyone again next year.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's give everyone a shot, and maybe we have to make multiple leagues because we had to turn away some people this year.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun there. Fantasy is obviously super fun. But yeah, I did want to say real quick for Wednesday's show, Eagles, Vikings.
Yes.
I will not hide my fandom anymore for the Eagles.
I encourage you to not hide.
No, I just want to say I'm an Eagle fan. I believe in my boys.
If there's any time to be an Eagle fan,
absolutely. This is the time to do it. But anyways, that's Angels Heavenly 10, and today that is brought to you by 818 Brewing. It's gonna jump around. 818 Brewing is a brewery here in LA. If you're in the LA area, stop by 818 Brewing, 8953 DeSoto Ave, and we will see you there. That is the show today. Thank you so much for joining us. Week 1 in the books. Week 2, Thursday night.
Coming up. What a freaking awesome game to start out with.
Hey, go reach out to your local Jets fan. Buy him a beer.
Tell him it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
It's not going to be okay.
Winter's coming.
Hey, we'll see you
Wednesday.
Friday.
We'll see you Friday.
See you Friday.
Bye.
Bye.